Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Water Wednesday. Today, this is going to be a great little Water Wednesday that's going to hopefully be really applicable to most people who are in bodies and like taking baths. So today, we are talking about medicinal baths, and these are so darn helpful for us. Mind, body, spirit, of course, especially body, but on all levels. So today, we just want to talk about having baths, having medicinal baths, what we can do with our baths, a little bit of the history on bathing, and how this form of hydrotherapy, because it truly is water and therapy, is as a nurturer and as a therapeutic methodology for us to, of course, help ourselves and support ourselves during these times. So we should have Kimberly in here any second. Hey, Kimberly, welcome to Water Wednesday.
Yay.
Yeah, so guys, we change our times and to do these Water Wednesdays sometimes, but you'll always find us midday or mid-afternoon with our Water Wednesdays. And of course, hey everybody, these Water Wednesdays also go up onto both of our podcasts, Inspired Sovereignty Radio, as well as Holy Sacred Shit, really good podcast, as well as our YouTube channel, Inspired Sovereignty. So if anybody wants to check out any of our replays, and also we have so many episodes to help us with holistic healing and detox and the spiritual journey and so much more.
We've got a lot of stuff.
We've got so much stuff. I gotta turn up my volume temperature here.
I mean, like a lot.
Yeah, so if you have anything in your body that needs a little TLC and healing, or anything in your heart, or your mind, even your soul, come hang out with us, because that's our jam.
It is our jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
everybody.
Hey. So, who wants to learn about baths a bit, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, there's so many different water topics that we can always talk about. And then today, I know for myself, I want to start taking more baths because it is such a feminine thing. It is such a healing thing. It is, again, so mind, body, spirit. So I wanted to have this conversation to help me actually take the right action to do these things, and maybe other people as well.
Yeah.
So just to start, hi everybody. Do you want me to just dive right in, or do you want to talk about what is your relationship with baths right now?
I can tell you what my relationship is. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. So usually when I'm really cold, I want to take a bath.
Okay. You take a lot more baths than I do.
I know I do. So when I'm cold, I like to warm up. And then when I was thinking about it, I was like, when I feel kind of just sad, I do like to sit in water, or if I'm moody or something, sometimes I just like to sit in the water and just down to here, just get all the way down.
Yeah. What is it for you? Is it the buoyancy? Is it us being in the water? Is it the solvent and the solution around us? It's very medicinal, isn't it?
It is. And I guess I imagine it kind of washing away whatever is hanging out, like whatever's residual in my body, mind, spirit, just sort of washing that away. So I'm fortunate enough to have an spa, so that might be why I take more baths than most people too.
True. And so an spa is the shower unit that goes with the Conga machine to give you mineralized, just better water, because of course we're absorbing a liter and a half during your typical shower, which is so much. Yeah. So for baths, did you know, Kimberly, I mean, this is probably really obvious or really, really assumable about the world and humanity, that baths have been around for a really long time?
I know they were in the cowboy days. I've actually been to bath in the UK.
Yeah.
Where they have the big giant bath and you could go in and look at it. So people have been doing this for a while now.
Oh yeah. We're not just talking hundreds of years. We're talking for thousands of years. Wow. Humans have used baths and even enemas. People have used water for the different therapeutic purposes for the body. So we know that it's called hydrotherapy, just means, the therapeutic effects of water. We're using water in some ways to therapize. Oh, I feel like you're such a good pupil listening to me with your glasses on. I'm like, your nerdy score just went from a 2 to a 10. I like it. Okay, so baths, we've known that they are so therapeutic for all different types of things for such a long time, right? Water is a healer. Water heals. Water brings back to their original state, the state of origin. Water brings things back to balance, to harmony, to movement, to flow. Water is the universal solution and solvent. And what is a solvent? A solvent is something that dissolves things into it. You know, it's like we break away and dissolve the parts of us that create a lot of friction through water in different ways. So what are the different ways that we can use water with the body? Well, we can submerge our bodies into it, aka a bath or swimming, or, you know, and then we can put water up our nose, which is a neti pot, or we can put water up our hiney's, which is a colonic or an enema. Right, so we have different ways of utilizing water to help the body. And so I found out today, I did not know that this word existed. I thought that the word for bath would just be hydrotherapy. But get this, balneotherapy, like BALNEO therapy. Balneotherapy is actually what it is called, to take a bath that is infused with minerals, salts, or mud. And so these types of baths have been what has been around for the longest time, you know, even using bentonite clay, or like using clays of the earth, or actually going into muddy regions to utilize these muds on our skin, that this has been around for so long. And the actual word for it is balneotherapy. Isn't that neat? We all learned something new today, because I don't think anybody knew this word.
I think we all learned something new today.
Right? Yeah. And so typically these types of balneotherapy baths were originally known to treat inflammatory conditions like joint pain, arthritis, but also diseases and skin disorders like eczema and psoriasis. So there's a lot of basis for all of these different things that baths are used for. Okay, so I want to talk about baths also today, because like it is so therapeutic and so beneficial for the body that, at least for myself, I'm really recognizing that me just adding in a 20, 30, 40-minute bath is going to, like, that investment of my energy is going to give me such a huge return on investment: body, belly, muscles, skin, mind, heart, spirit. You know, the bath can really affect us on all of those levels. So like, I'm just recognizing, no, we all got to talk about it, because if you guys are not in the habit of taking a bath like Kimberly is, you and me and the rest of us, we all got to start taking our baths a little bit, because it's going to be such extreme medicine, again, on all levels for us. So talking a bit about water, like from the spiritual side of it, it's like we know that, you know, being in the water and being submerged in water, like how you just said, and like for me, being in the shower, my favorite place to ugly cry, because you can just let it all go. You can be as ugly in your emotion as you need and as in it, you know, but
Yeah,
with
because
water,
it washes everything off your
oh,
face.
exactly. It purifies us, right? And just to have the sensation of the water coming down, like we're in that waterfall that's like cleansing us and purifying us and bringing us back to what is us. And also thinking of us as energetic beings, right? Like being in that flow of the water and our own electricity and that in our field. But for me, thinking about it, it's like being in the water like that. It's like that connection to what is life-given, and that to feel so buoyant. And, you know, like what is the water of the planet is like the blood of the planet. And so for me, being in a bath, it feels very womb-like. Like it feels very safe. It feels, you know, like it must bring us back subconsciously, or even with cellular memory, into the first generally 9 months of our continual experience of incarnation is in a womb, is us floating in water in the dark with muffled noises. Right? So truly, like us as humans, either going into like a sensory deprivation tank where we float, or just being in your bath at home with the lights down, maybe some music, maybe some whatever's good for you. It's like, that is so medicinal.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like woomy when you're in your tub?
Well, when you were saying that, I was like, I tend to be lights on, you know, and I'm thinking how much more medicinal it would be if I just go ahead and turn off the light that's right over my head when I'm in there. And I was even thinking, like, it would be nice to have just put something around my head, like a cloth or a mask or something like that, and just really go inside.
Yes. Yes.
You're giving me ideas, girl.
Okay. Well, what I do is, like, you know, in my bathroom downstairs. So I've got a jacuzzi tub upstairs, but I just don't use it because we got some leakage through skylight. So I use just my regular tub, and I close the shower curtain so that hey Team Wakey. So I close the shower curtain even when I'm in the tub so that it's like I'm in this little zone. I put a little candle at the far end of the tub where I'm hoping I'm not gonna light myself on fire, but luckily I'm in the water, and get like sometimes I just put on some of the free binaural beats off of YouTube. And it's like such a beautiful experience. I always have either my incense or my smudge going, and just to be like so incubated, guys, in our own little space. Like maybe part of us reparenting ourselves can have with some of us creating bathing rituals, because it's so supportive physiologically as well as on every level, And so for us adults, like, right, we're generally all overstimulated. We're generally dehydrated. We're generally have busy minds and busy lives and go, go, go. So let's go all have, not together, but let's all go have our baths in the dark. Like, let's go create that little womb space. Even if it's like once a week, give yourself 30 minutes in your bathroom womb. Your bathroom! It's your medicinal bathroom. Write that down, Kimberly.
I am.
And then you guys also realize, right, of course, like, we get the good shower thoughts, right? Like the shower ideas that come in. I'm sure there's like a subreddit line, like for shower ideas. Yeah, bathroom. Where, it's like, why do those great ideas come to us when we're in the water? What do you think?
I agree. How many times do we get on like a morning meeting, because we have meetings in the mornings, you and I, and it's like, I'm in the shower, I thought of this, or, and you get stuff that comes through.
Yes.
I think too, because it does quiet you down and kind of bring you a little bit more present.
Absolutely. I find sometimes when I'm in the shower, an answer that'll come to me will be like something that my subconscious has been working on, something that I'm not even like actively searching for answers in that moment, but just like the water suddenly will be like, hey, here's a solution. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, that situation. Oh my goodness, this is a solution. Oh my goodness, I didn't think of this on my own. Thank you, water. Thank you, shower. Right? Do you ever have like that, even where you're finding solutions to things you didn't even recognize you were looking for solutions for? Yeah. But our subconscious mind is so brilliant, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Love that.
And another thought that I had on like the energetics of being in a bath is like, for me anyways, when I'm in the bath, I feel like I experience frequency and emotion a little bit differently. And maybe again, it's still like that womb-like feel, but it feels like for me when I'm in a bath, it's just like, it's a slightly different consciousness state. I don't know how to really say that better or more though.
No, I
maybe
agree.
It's intention, maybe it's the darkness.
Maybe, I mean, because that's I think why I feel called. I mean, I'll be in the middle of the day and I'll just go sit in the bath. I'll run a bath and just go sit in the bath.
Nice.
And it just helps me. I don't know what it does. I think it just melts away whatever's going on. I really get drawn to it when I'm feeling like that confusion, that brain fog, and I don't know what to do, where to go, what's next, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, so we're all hearing that baths are good for us, for our mind, for our emotions. It's womb-like, which of course is going to be good for like the little child in us too, right? Like truly, like, are we all recognizing that we all have more and more self-parenting to do, right? Self-mothering and self-fathering. And that's so important. So moving out of kind of that emotional, energetic place of baths, I also made a list of like all of the physical things that our baths do for us. And so this is whether it's a hot water bath, this is whether we're putting medicinal things into it. This is just baths in general. And right, in general, we want baths to be good and warm. Don't scald yourself. If you're really sensitive to heat, don't make it too hot. We want our baths to be good and warm though for the therapeutic effects. If you like alternating hot and cold and you have your own cold shower protocols or whatever, you do you. Hot and cold alteration is always great for the body, but we're just talking about baths. So much therapy. So for the body, these are the different things that like our processes and as well as our organs and everything that the baths really, really help with. They're not in any specific order. So number one, our baths help us detoxify so much, detoxify out of our skin, and especially some of the things that we can put in our baths are really good at helping pull toxins and toxicity out of the body. So we're talking just general toxins, we're talking skin issues, we're talking even from the jabby jab. You know, there's different things that we can put in the bath to even support removing things like that out of our body. Even extreme things like Morgellons. Like, yeah, baths can be so therapeutic for detox, and not only like just therapeutic, but like necessary, even required. And now, right now, me listening to myself teach about this, it's like, Ivy, you better run yourself a dang bath more often.
That's what happens, isn't it? How do you learn things? First by doing, second by teaching.
You are so right. You are so right. Second thing is that the baths, they're going to help our nervous system so much, of course, you know, because of all of the things that we just said.
I think that's exactly what draws me to the bath is
okay, because it probably sinks you more into parasympathetic, right? And just eases. And then, right, our baths obviously will be really supportive for sleep because they're helping us detox, they're helping us rehydrate, they're helping calm the nervous system. Depending on what's in the bath, very, very good for bowel movements and colon health. You know, we can put things in the bath that are supportive, like magnesium or like Epsom salts, but even just being in the warm water, how that starts relaxing your muscles and actually even like relaxing your anal muscles, relaxing your belly, and even the buoyancy of the water, of like just being in warm water is going to help constipation and is going to help bowel problems, even if there isn't anything special added to the water, just like that warmth. And especially having that warmth in our nether regions. You know, even for your pelvic floor, for the health of our vaginas, for the health of the prostate, for the health of the anus and all of the muscles and sphincters, baths are so supportive. Especially for a lot of people who are constipated, we hold. This is the sphincters I was making. You know, it's like we really, really hold. And so being in a nice hot bath so that everything can start loosening. That's right. Also for, you know, anxiety management, stress management, being in a bath for how it manages our stress and does all these other things that we were just talking about. It also helps to balance hormones. It's obviously going to help us with skin issues. It's great for our hair and our nails. It aids in the recovery of our muscles if we've been going through a lot of stress or exercising or training. And it's really, really good for the body to be in that place of having less gravity at times also. You know, and the more Epsom salts or salt that you put in your water, then the more buoyant it becomes. Like if you go to a float tank place, you know, it's like they have, I'm pulling this number out of my butt, 180 pounds of Epsom salts in a given tank. That may not be the right number. It might even be more. It's so much. But because when you have that much salt in the water, it creates so much buoyancy why you can just float. Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, just, you know, it's really, really good for whether you've got joint pains, inflammation, gout, you know, like name any of the problems. Hydrotherapy is hydrotherapy, water therapy.
I'm like, oh, problems.
Like what every problem. A bath is going to help most of them, unless literally maybe we have a sunburn, you know?
Oh, yeah. True.
Like you don't want to have a hot bath when you have a sunburn. You don't want to have a hot bath when you have a fever either. Okay. And always, guys,
True.
Disclaimer on all the stuff that we talk about. Do your own research. This is just information and encouragement. Yeah, so there's generally no wrong way to do a bath other than what I just said. Don't put anything toxic in there. Don't put anything electric in there. Because then you do it so wrong and it's your last bath. So, okay, so a couple things that we can do with our shower. When I was Googling online, it's like with our bath, is you can shower first if you're feeling really gunky and you don't want to take your gunk into the bath. I've never really thought of showering first, but I don't get super gunky. Oh, your hand is up. Say it.
I like to take a really, really hot bath and make myself sweat and then rinse off in a cold shower.
Okay. Oh, nice. Really? Okay.
That's what I like to do.
That's a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to do it. That's a really good way.
I agree.
Yeah. And so the things that we can add to our water to be medicinal and therapeutic are, let's start with, how about for people with skin issues? Oh, okay. No, never mind. We'll start with you. We can add essential oils.
Yep. Essential oils.
Is that a little lavender?
This one is Hope. So it's a blend.
Okay.
It's got all kinds of stuff in it. I like to put some peppermint oil in it if I'm feeling sore.
Oh, that's good.
Or itchy.
Okay. Peppermint for itch. Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
I for some reason I like that menthol feel whenever I'm itchy
Yeah.
to burn it away.
Oh God. I hear you. Okay,
Liam
so
also likes to take a bath with like peppermint oil or other oils. I put copaiba, is that how you say it?
Copabiva? Yeah, whatever it
The
is.
anti-inflammatory. I'll put
Yeah.
that in there sometimes too. So
Okay.
yeah. Or
Nice.
just whatever general feeling that I want. So I've got like stress away, put that in there. So I just pick one, and I definitely love to add oils to my bath. And you don't have to put much in there. You really don't have to put much in there at all.
No, even just like a few drops, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I really like, I mean, a lot of people use, of course, lavender, eucalyptus, uh, cedar.
Yeah.
Cedar is my favorite to put in. Cedar is really good for sensitive skin, and I just love how it smells so earthy and so,
Oh yeah.
and it's so subtle. But you can use tons of different essential oils. Sometimes you want to Google it and just make sure that it is a safe one to be being used topically, and especially if you've got something going on in your body. But yeah, essential oils,
Yeah.
amazing shit.
Yeah, and there's a difference, guys. There's a difference between fragrance oils and essential oils. So you want a good food grade, you know, organic essential oil, a real one. You don't want to go buy one at a craft store that's not therapeutic, because that's just fragrance.
Yeah. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, we want to be always discerning with quality with our oils for sure. And like, if you let me speak, if they're just being diffused in a diffuser, it's like we can be a little bit more flexible with that. But when we're using it inside of the body or on top of the body, even though diffusing is going into our lungs,
It is.
so really it's like let's use the best quality that we can. Also, we can add colloidal oatmeal. We can add oatmeal, if anybody is ever having skin issues. When I was in the worst parts of topical steroid withdrawal, that's what I would do is I would pack a little sock full of oatmeal, tie a knot in it, and I'd get it in the bath, and then it gets so, not gelatinous, but so like gooey, and then I would just rub the sock all over my body. And then so I would coat myself in like the jelly stuff that the oat gives off, and I would just like let that really soak in my skin, and it was so helpful. Like it felt like it created this really calming barrier. So if anybody has skin stuff, oatmeal is where it's at. But you can't let the oatmeal go down the drain because it clogs the drain, it turns out. What were you going to add, Kimberly?
When I was a kid, I used to get athlete's foot a lot, like as a kid, a lot. I think I didn't wear socks or something. I don't know.
I don't know how we didn't talk about that.
All
That's a
right.
candida thing. Okay, go on.
Yeah, really, really bad. And my mom would do like these oatmeal baths for me, and then just have me walk back and forth in the bathtub. And we lived really close to the beach, so I would, walk a lot in the sand too. But the oatmeal was so soothing on my feet, because it was bad and we're talking like 9, 10 years old.
Oh, goodness. Okay, wow. Yeah, oatmeal can be so medicinal. And so you can make it colloidal oatmeal by blending it up or like grinding it up really, really fine. So sometimes I put it in my Vitamix, but that's also how you just make oat flour. So you guys will figure it out, but it's really helpful. Also, you can use, of course, Epsom salts. So Epsom salt is very high in magnesium. If you drink it, it's a pretty big laxative. So don't drink your bath water. But Epsom salts is, really high in magnesium. So it's going to be really, really good at relaxing your muscles. It's going to be great to help your moods and your demeanor. What's the other thing? Oh, and again, with your constipation, because you're going to be absorbing a lot of the magnesium through your skin. Most of us are actually magnesium deficient. So this helps replenish ourselves with this specific form of magnesium, because there's a lot of different forms of magnesium that the body utilizes. And again, with constipation, because it's putting magnesium into us. And again, that the bath is like relaxing our sphincters, relaxing our muscles. So Epsom salts, this shit's where it's at. Next thing that I would add is salt. You can also just add salt to your bath. And everybody, like, you don't have to add all these things together. Like, you add whatever you like. But salt is really, really good. So even if you've got like, the big thing of Himalayan salt from Costco or whatever, you can add a cup or whatever feels good for you in that. Also, you can order Dead Sea salt. That stuff is amazing. And especially if you have skin problems, ordering Dead Sea salt to put into your bath, it's one of the best things that you could do. Probably like better than Epsom salts and better than oatmeal in my experience anyways. Yeah. Anything to add to any of that yet?
Not yet. I got some though.
Okay. Well, do you want to add it? Because I've got a couple more things.
It's kind of like the after bath part.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's get to that after the bath part.
After, yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
something, and it may not come out, but if it does, I'll if we get to it, yeah.
Okay, we'll get to it. Okay. Then the other things that I've got here, flowers. Flowers are really, really good to add to
Yes.
your bath also, like the essence of flowers. Who is the doctor that does the flower essence stuff? The Rescue Remedy doctor.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember. There's a whole line of products. You can even find them at Whole Foods and stuff, but it's called like the Rescue Remedy or something, and everything's done with flower essences, because it
Oh.
turns out that like just how essential oils are as medicinal and powerful as they are and as unique, turns out that flowers have those same powers like no actual like medicinal
Flower.
attributes. Yeah, so there are actually specific doctors that work with flower medicine primarily as
Wow.
ways to treat people, which is really cool. So you can put flowers in your bath, of course, dried petals. You want to make sure that you are doing everything really safely though, right? If it's like flowers from the market or whatever, we want to make sure that nothing's sprayed with stuff if we're putting it into our bath waters. So we want to be mindful of that. In 2011, when I was in Peru, I was like deep in the jungle with shamans, and they would give us flower baths every day. And it was such an interesting thing. You'd sit in this chair in this like big bucket thing of water, and it was just full of flowers, and the shamans would come and they bathe you, and it's just cold water, but it's full of flowers, and they just pour all of this over you as they're cleansing you and blessing you, but everybody gets into the same water, and you're like jungle dirty. But it was very, very beautiful at the same time too, and it's very feminine, it's very loving, it's very motherly, it's very blooming and blossoming, so the flower medicine's very, very gorgeous. And then crystals, and then we'll talk water, and then we'll move into your thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the next thing that we can put in our water is crystals. So for anybody that has a relationship with crystals, there's certain stones that are great to put in the water, right? So when we're putting our crystals in the water, it cleanses the crystals, but then it will also infuse the water with the properties of the crystals, right? The crystals can help to start structure the water. Some crystals are really, really good and hard, and some crystals are softer and more like permeable. So when we're using crystals in water, there's certain ones that we can't use because it isn't safe, and then there's tons that we can use. So verbally, here's your list real quick. Safe for your bath are the really hard crystals, including all of our different types of quartz. So your clear quartz, your rose quartz, anything that's quartz, right? Because quartz is the hardest crystal. That's why quartz is what I think cuts diamond, is it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Quartz is really hard. Okay, so quartz, amethyst, citrine, obsidian, aventurine, calcite, carnelian, moonstone, amber, agate, and bloodstone. Those are our ones that we've got a thumbs up to put on our bath. And then the ones that we don't want to put on our bath are lepidolite, hematite, fluorite, selenite, pyrite, and apophyllite. I don't know what apophyllite is.
I don't
Okay,
either.
so that's the list of crystals for whoever needs to know. But putting crystals in your bath water, I've done it a couple times. It feels good. It feels good. And then another thing that Kimberly and I do with our bath, well, now you have an Anespa, and I don't have an Anespa yet. But what we were doing previous to that, and what I do, is that you guys know that we have our living water out of our Kangen machines. Well, we put it on the 11.5 setting, which is the high alkaline water, which is the emulsifying water. And we put at least a gallon of that into our bath water. And then that helps to restructure the rest of the water too. So anything that you would add to that to explain it better than me?
It's kind of like doing a muscle soak. It's the same type of deal. So because that water is kind of salty, and
so like Epsom salt effects.
Yep. So you can just use that instead of Epsom salt if you wanted to.
Okay, that's
good.
Yeah. Okay, well that's my list. So
cool.
What do you have to add to the bath, or for when you get out of the bath?
Say that again.
What did you want to add to the bath, or for when you get out of the bath?
Okay, here's what I wanted to say. So a lot of times we're cleaning our bathtub with chemicals. So I just want to make note of that if you and I use a Kangen machine in order to clean our bathtub. We 11.5, 6.0, and 2.5 that all works to clean your home. However, if you are using just the regular store-bought cleaners, just make sure you're doing a really, really, really good rinse, a really good rinse off of all that stuff, because it will residually stay in your bathtub and soak into your skin. So that's just one thing to be mindful of when you're cleaning up your bathroom.
That's a great point.
Yeah, because you absorb, whatever gets on your skin, you absorb in about 22 seconds. Gets into your bloodstream. So you don't want Clorox bubbles. I mean, I was a bleach girl for so long, and now, 2.5, or soap scum 11.5, so I was a bleach girl for a really long time. And you go to take a bath and you can smell bleach.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
really, it's not a good thing.
And for anybody that doesn't have the special pH waters like we've got right now, what I often use too, because like dogs and men are dirty, the shower gets grimy. It's not grimy because of me.
For sure.
It's not because of me. But what I do is, like I like doing my dishes with a sponge that has like the really hard scrubber on one side, and it's spongier on the other side. So I have one that's for my tub, and I use my free and clear 7th generation dish soap because I haven't found a replacement soap better yet. So I use just dish soap and then baking soda and just like some hot water in my tub, and the baking soda and the dish soap, it's the perfect combination to scrub through that shit. And then it's so easy to rinse down, because it's like you're just doing dishes, and it's so much safer than using any of the actual shower cleaning products. When I used to have a housekeeping company, I remember getting calls from like some of the moms afterwards that my girls weren't rinsing out the tub. In Canada, we use a product called Vim, and we don't have Vim here, right? It's like a paste so it really, really scrubs things like sinks and tubs and stuff really well. And it's like people would come home and you could rub your hand on it and you just have the white film because you still have so much of the cleaner left over. So I'm so happy that you brought that up, because it's really important for us to not be thinking that we're doing the good thing for us. And then it's like, hey, you're still shooting yourself in the foot with chemicals that you're overlooking, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's such a good point, Kimberly.
Mm-hmm. And you could use vinegar. You could use Brahms soap.
Yeah.
That works really, really well to clean a
tub.
Yeah,
just a cast iron soap or something, right? Mm-hmm. You just brought up one more idea to put in the bath. Borax. Borax or boric acid. That's supposed to be really, really good for detox, and also detoxing the jabby jab out of the body. So everybody do your own homework before you just take my word for it, or go Google it so that you can see how much, etc., etc. But borax is supposed to be really helpful as well for the body. Yeah, or boric acid. And also, if anybody's having like womb issues, vaginal issues, yeast issues, boric acid in the water to go up into you a bit is also super balancing. Yeah, sure.
I learned a lot today.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, what did you learn?
I mean,
give us a summary.
The stuff about the crystals, for sure. I had no idea. I never even thought about that. I never even thought about putting crystals in my bath. No.
Cool.
I didn't really ever think about like closing myself in. I mean, I have a glass shower door, but like I said, I can put something over my face and just really sink in literally to my bath and relax. So those are my biggest takeaways. And I also, I wrote down music because I don't typically put any music on. I sometimes have a big German Shepherd standing on the side of the tub, looking down at me, trying to get me out of the tub anyway.
Yeah. That's so fun.
Yeah. Okay. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to scoot all the way down to the other end of the bathtub just to get away from her.
Oh, that's really sweet though. That's really sweet. Well, next Wednesday for Water Wednesday, do you want to let us know what your new bath experience is like?
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
Maybe with a candle, maybe with
that. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds really good.
With some leverage. I'll do some leverage of my baths.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Well, is there anything else bath related that either of us can think about or think of that would be helpful for anybody before we go?
You know what? Here's something else. I usually have water with me too to drink.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can get so hot in there that you can you know, you start feeling it. Yeah, so have water, have plenty of water. I normally have at least like 2 of these in there with me. Oh, and with a bath, I don't know if I said this near the beginning, you want to stay in it 20 to 40 minutes. Like you can stay in there longer, but to have the medicinal effects, you got to be in there at least 20 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 20. I really love a bath
Okay,
before
great.
bed. I really love a bath when I have a hard time going to sleep too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, it's so much effort to run a bath. No?
Really?
I don't know. I mean, like I always got to clean it out right before I get in it because I'm just
Yeah.
that person, you know?
Yeah. I
That's,
feel
yeah. Okay. Well, hey everybody, go take your baths.
take a bath.
Go clean yourself. Go bathe. Go clean yourself on all levels, right?
Yeah.
Go get into that angel of water and yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you for all that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We'll have to think of another water topic next week. And if anybody ever has suggestions or ideas for us, let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. Well, goodbye, everybody. It's a weird Water Wednesday.
Yep. See you guys. See you Friday. Tune
See you
in
soon.
Friday morning for
Yeah.
around 9 o'clock for our ceremony. If you want to pop in and hang out with us for about 30 minutes.
Yes, in the 9 o'clock hour. That's how we decided we'll talk about. In the 9 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time, come and join us for some grounding and some good
Yes.
heart medicine on Friday a.m.
Yes.
Okay, Kimberly, thank you for being here with me.
Yep.
Okay, we'll see you guys really soon. We love you all so much.
Love you. Bye.